Hello, it is Thursday, April 16th. So welcome to your today's Q&A over AP English Literature. Today, take questions about general topics like the AP exam, as well as the lesson that I showed earlier today on symbolism that went through. There was an excellent video I found that explored the symbolism in the film Black Panther, showing some of the conflicts and contrasts in that film, which a lot of you have been asking questions about. How do I identify conflicts and contrasts? And I think the video, it's about 14 minutes. It's the first 14 minutes of the video for class session for April 16th. That video goes into a lot of depth. If you haven't seen Black Panther, I mean, it's available on Netflix. So if you have Wi-Fi and you have the time, it might be helpful to watch that. If you've seen it already, of course, then you'll know what the video is talking about already. So here's question number one. How do you know, this is from Caesar, how do you know what type of essay it's asking you to specifically to write about and what techniques to use to achieve the essay? Well, the essay is going to be a rhetorical analysis essay. It's going to give you a passage from a novel or a play, and it's probably going to be a novel or play you haven't read, and it's going to ask you to analyze something that's happening in the passage. It will probably be asking you to analyze a character's attitude or something to do with the setting or the mood or the tone of the passage. Over the last few years on the AP test, they've been more likely to ask about character-based analysis. So understanding what's happening to the character, not just on the level of plot, but how the character is changing his or her attitudes, how the character feels about a certain situation. And we won't know what that is until we see the passage in the question. But that's what it's going to be. You're going to have a passage and you're going to have to analyze it. The question may give you some clues about what devices to look for, but it may not. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Then you just go look for the devices that you feel like you can write about most effectively. So questions about symbolism, questions about school, questions about the class, questions about the test. This is your time to ask all those questions. Doesn't seem like there are a whole lot of us here today, but which may mean that we already know a lot about symbolism. I'm still getting practice essay number 6 is turned in. So as far as tomorrow, we're going to use tomorrow as a catch-up day. So we'll do a couple things differently. It had said that we would have kind of a general overview of problems that people had or things people need to fix on their practice essay. But I'm going to push that to Monday because there are still a lot of people who have not turned in the essay. So what I'm going to say is we've moved that grade into the last 6 weeks. And if you want to still write that essay and turn it in tomorrow or Saturday, then on Monday we'll have a lesson where everybody who turns the essay in will get their updated tracking sheet, which will have their grades for essays 1 through 6 on it. Well, everybody who turned in essay 6 and their journal was still at school when we left, because I have those charts in your journals. So you'll get those charts sent to you, and we will also I'll have a list for the Q&A Monday. We'll talk about what do you need to change in your essays, how can you revise it, and then the revisions will still be due Friday. You'll have 4 days to do that. So tomorrow we'll open the quiz again, chapters 16 through 18 at 9 o'clock. There's an AP review class at 11, so we'll look at that, and then I'll take questions and answers about that class. and then you'll take, for those of you who haven't turned in essay 6, please get that in by Friday or Saturday. And because I want as many people as possible to try that essay. And if you haven't written it yet, please handwrite it and send a picture, because I think that's going to be the most useful way for you to write on the test. And then we'll be doing, a couple more practice essays with revision cycle between now and the test. So, any questions? So I don't see any other questions on Remind, and I don't see any in the live chat here. So, and there's only one audience member there now. Had a few others earlier, but they seem to have wandered out. So as always, send questions to Remind. And I did get a kick out of all the Padlet responses to the movie question and the brain teaser that I put up yesterday. If you didn't know, that answer was 042 for that secret code. But so tomorrow we'll have live class at 11 and Q&A at 11:50. Reflections for Monday, for this week, will also be due Monday. And that'll be a grade, that'll be next week's grade for you. So we will see you tomorrow.